All right, I am joined now by Jornel Lugo, who will face Cass Bell on April the 9th at Bellator 256. Jornel, how are you?
I'm doing well, man. Everything's fine. Just came back home from training, so just relaxing right now.
The hard work's almost done, man. The big night is next Friday. How's this camp been?
It's been a good camp, man. I've been in camp pretty much throughout since my last fight, to be honest. I'm the type that likes to stay in shape pretty much all year round. Last fight, maybe I took 2 weeks off, and then I got right back to doing cardio. Obviously, when I found out I had the fight coming up, I just ramped it up a little bit more cardio. But yeah, it's been long. It's been a long camp, so I'm definitely ready to take a couple weeks off and relax after this fight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. What's that weight cut for you to get down to 135? Like, what's the heaviest you get?
Let's say. Well, it depends how far away my fights are. Like, if my fights are very far apart, I can get up to like. If I stay on top of my stuff, I'm like 52 to 55 range, in that range. But if I pig out a little bit, I can get up to like 58. But if I stay on top of myself, 52 to 55. But as the fight draws closer, I definitely try to knock that down and get a little bit lighter. You know, I try to walk around 48, 47 as the fight gets a little bit closer. You know, that's what I'm about right now.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my next question, what the weight is right now, because the fight is 8 days away, so you're in a good range then.
Yeah, I'm at 47, like 47 and a half, 40.2 or something like that.
Very good. And I see that you're in the top 10 rankings now for the Bellator bantamweight division. How did that sit with you, man? Being number 10, did you feel like you should be a little higher up? I know Big John McCarthy and Josh Thompson thought so.
Yeah. Well, honestly, man, I didn't even think I was gonna get put on there, to be honest. So when I seen that I was up there, I'm like, what? That's crazy. Like, that's crazy that they actually like. You know, sometimes I feel like people don't even think about me. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, like they don't even know I exist. They just like, oh, we'll give that kid a contract, but you know, they're not worried about me. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that I was actually up there, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But when you do think about like the details of it, and you see who's number 9 and who's number 8, then it makes sense. Maybe if I was like number 9 or number 8 to me as well, because of who's number 9 and number 8. But besides that, I'm just glad to be on there. That's crazy to me, you know.
Yeah, and your opponent is number 8, Cass. Does that give you any added motivation? I'm sure you have all the motivation that you need just to go in there and fight, but when you got a guy that's ranked 2 spots higher than you now, you must want to go in there and take his spot, right?
I wouldn't say that adds to me wanting to win, man. It could be nothing. It could be an acorn on the table. I'm gonna want to win just as bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't, like, for me, it doesn't add any pressure or take away any pressure. The way I'm going to perform is the way I'm going to perform, and I don't want to lose, period. I don't care what's on the line. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if it's a belt. I don't care if it's my first fight, last fight. I don't want to lose. So for me, that's all the motivation I need.
Yeah, no doubt. Let's talk about that last fight, November, Bellator 252, unanimous decision victory over Shiler Sotho. Are you pleased with that win? Were you hoping to get a finish there? Or looking back at that now, like, what would you have done differently?
Yeah, I wanted to get a sub in that fight. Like, I wanted to take him down and get a sub, but Buddy had some good takedown defense, and so I had to make an adjustment in that fight and actually just show like my stand up. If I could go back, I think I would just leave it the way it was. You know, I wanted to get the show my wall work, and I wanted to use my wrestling, and I actually improved a lot with my wall work and my takedowns because of that fight. And I was able to use it. So not only did I train and get better, but like now I can say, look, this takedown works because I used it in this fight. You get what I'm saying? So for me, that's still good for reference experience, like reference points. And then in the last round, I did my thing and I beat him up on the feet. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I won on 2 fronts. So I got to show that the things that I was working works. Plus, I got to beat him on the feet and prove that my stand-up was also better.
I remember the first time I really started to notice you and pay attention to you as a fighter, and be like, man, this is a guy that can go places, is when you beat John Duma. Do you feel like that was like your coming out party, or is there another fight that you can point to where you were just like, you know what, I just showcased how good I am, and now the rest of the people in the area are gonna find that out as well?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I never thought about it too much, but I guess the John Duma fight probably was because it was on Bellator and it was such a dominant performance. And John Duma was also a good fighter at the time. He was 4-1, you know. So like, yeah, I guess it was a dominant performance. So I guess that was like you could call it a coming out party, but still nobody really knows who I am. So I mean, I guess it was just like I guess relative to where I am now, that was my coming out party. But I would assume that my next fight is going to be my actual coming out party. You know what I'm saying? Because it's actually I'm actually signed, fighting another signed fighter. Jula, tell me to be quiet. I'm signed, fighting another signed fighter, and the rankings are on the line and everything now. So like now everybody's paying attention is what I mean. What I mean by that, you know what I'm saying? Like all the other 35ers before they probably didn't even pay attention. But now they're like, oh, who's this guy in the rankings that's fighting another guy in the rankings? So this is actually gonna be my coming out party, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense. Now, that last fight, Bellator 252, was in November, so couple months ago now. What has life been like for you since, man? Like, you got through the holidays. Has it just been in the gym, grinding, training, and then spending time with your family?
Yeah, man. Just being very consistent and disciplined and very consistent. Like I don't miss, man. I'm there. I'm at the gym. You know, I'm working and spending a lot of free time. You know, like I'm doing this full time now, so now I'm able to spend a lot more time with my family. So pretty much gym and home, gym and home. That's literally all I've done for 4 months since now. So there's going to be a lot of improvements in my game, and I hope to show that next week.
So no other work. It's just full-time MMA. How good of a feeling is that?
Man, that's what I've been dreaming about, man, since I was younger, man. Like it's crazy to me for me to even be in the spot that I'm in right now, man. Like years ago, this is where I wanted to be. You know, so the fact that I'm here now and I gotta keep it. You know, I gotta keep this. And to me, this is everything, man. I'm super grateful. Like, I thank God for this. You know.
Who have been some of your main partners in this camp? Has it been any different, or have you had just pretty much the same guys you normally do?
Same guys. I got this. I have one of my main training partners. His name is Brandon Carroll, Jersey. He's an amateur. Keep in mind, most of my training partners are amateurs. Like I don't train at a big gym. I train like in a gym called Combat Club, and I have a few pro fighter training partners as well. Like I have another friend named Bryce Gamboa. He's 1-0. He's coming up. He's similar, very similar to me. So if you guys like me, you're gonna like him too. Um, I train with a guy named Justin, Damien, Sean Brown, like a bunch of people that are very off the radar, you know, at the moment. So like you see somebody like me and think I'm always like training at Sanford or something like that. And Sanford's a great gym. I did a lot of work there for my last camp, but like I'm in a low key gym, like a mom and pop gym, getting all this work, you know.
Is that something that you want to keep the same here moving forward, or are you feeling like maybe you want to bounce around and get different looks as your career evolves?
Um, I'll have to see. Like if it's not broke, I don't want to fix it. But like I'm not against going like to different places. Like let's say if I have a couple friends, Mike Kimball and Jesse James Kazakowski from Waterbury. Whenever they come over here, they train full time at Sanford. So when they're training at Sanford, I'll pop into Sanford here and there, and I'll train with them. Like I'm not against it or anything, but I like to like kind of like do my own thing in a way. Like I like to study film and like I like to do classes, but I like to do my own thing. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes all the sense in the world. Now you're going back to Mohegan now for another fight. I love the venue. How did you like it the last time that you were there, and are you excited to head back?
It's good. I mean, it's just business. It's just with this COVID stuff. It's almost just like the fight is extended. You gotta deal with this whole like full week bubble and stuff like that. But they treat you well, and it's a nice place. It's not bad. It's good. But Bellator runs a good program when it comes to that. You know, it's a good job. It's not a bad experience. Obviously, it's longer than you would want it to be though. Like you're just sitting in the room for days and days and days. You know, but it's not bad.
Yeah. How did COVID affect you, man? Like, did it affect your ability to train normally? Like, run me through what that was like last year.
No, man, we were low key, but we just we kept training right through it. I mean, as soon as when everything got shut down, we kept training. We just blacked out the windows and kept doing our thing. To be honest, like we never stopped. I never stopped training at all. The whole time I trained the whole way through. It did affect me because I didn't get to fight though. I was gonna be main eventing on a like a small local card, and when that had got it got canceled because of COVID. So I didn't get to fight there, and then I didn't get to fight all the way until I fought my fourth pro fight in August. So I was training from when did I fight Duma? I fought Duma in what, October of 2 years ago,
That sounds about right.
right? So October of 2 years ago, and then I trained to fight on St. Patrick's Day, which is what, March, something like that.
Yep.
It didn't work out. I didn't fight all the way till August, so that was 11 months You know, I trained and everything, but I didn't get to fight. So I guess it delayed my career, but it's fine. You know, I have to get better. So I mean, I need it. You know,
What are the details on this Bellator contract for you right now, man? How big of a fight deal is it?
it's four fights. So after that, you know, we negotiate. Hopefully, I just got to do my thing. You know, so for now it's 4 fights. So yeah.
All right, and so step one is Cass Bell. He's 5-1. He's the number 8th ranked guy in the division now, man. How do you like this matchup?
I like it. I like it, man. I think it's just one of my first fights where I'm not gonna go in there with like too much of a game plan. I'm pretty much just gonna do my thing and see what's the best avenue for me to go down when I feel them out. You know, I'm gonna get in there, feel them, see what's try a couple different things, see what it's looking like. You know, whereas my other fights, I kind of went in there with a little more of a plan. This one's gonna be a little bit more free flowing. You know what I'm saying? I think he's a good opponent though. He's down to fight, so that's good. He has heart. He's not gonna go in there and roll over. It's not gonna be somebody that when I beat him, they're gonna be like, oh, he was a trash can. You know, he has a little bit of a name on him, so it's gonna be a good. It's gonna be good for my resume.
Yeah, he seems like an exciting fighter too. Like he's going to come in and make it entertaining for the fans. You know, he had that loss to Rafion Stotts. No shame in losing to that guy. He's a stud. He also has 4 wins by finish, man. Like when you look at his style versus yours, how do you see this fight ending? Do you feel like you're going to be able to get him out of there and finish him, or is this going to be a dogfight where maybe you guys go the distance and you have a unanimous decision win?
I mean, obviously I'm gonna go for the stoppage, but if I did end him, it'd probably be like I want to say later. Might take him, make him more tired, and try to break him down and get him out of there later in the fight. Is what I'm assuming. You know what I'm saying? I don't assume I'm gonna go in there and just fucking punch his head off. And I would say break him down, feel him, break him down really, because you know, you see my fights. Once I get in my groove and once I figure somebody out and make my adjustments, it's quiet after that. You know, so I just gotta make my adjustments, and then when we get later in the round, I should be able to break him down and finish him.
Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait for this one. April the 9th, Bellator 256. Jornel Lugo will face Cass Bell in a bantamweight bout. Thank you so much for the time, man. Before I let you go, tell people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors, the floor is yours.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on Instagram at 8UnoLugo and Twitter at 8UnoLugo. Facebook is Jornel Ventura.